Late autumn in Greenville County arrived in a swirl of chaos disguised as abundance. A bumper crop of apples flooded every orchard, overwhelming farmers and packing sheds alike. Box trucks rumbled endlessly to cooperatives, unloading crate after crate, yet mountains of fruit still lay scattered, bruised by mechanical pickers, fallen too early or too blemished for sale. Barns overflowed under the weight of unsellable harvest, and growers faced a pressing dilemma. What to do with 2,500 tons of leftover apples, peels, seeds, and stems from juicing and canning? Traditional solutions like composting scraps in fields or hauling waste to distant landfills were either inadequate, expensive, or environmentally unwise. A smarter, sustainable solution was urgently needed. At a crucial meeting of the county's growers, environmental scientist Dr. Caleb Turner proposed an unusual plan. Use the apple waste to revitalize the barren Old West tract at the county's edge. The idea met skepticism. Most farmers laughed at the notion of dumping rot on a wasteland, but seasoned orchardist Claire Reynolds saw promise. She argued that it was cheaper than landfills and could transform the soil, if successful, with minimal risk if it failed. Her reasoning convinced the group, and soon tractors and wagons were hauling the 2,500 tons of apple pulp, half-rotted fruit, seeds, and stems to the tract. Turner's team carefully mixed the waste into the soil, tested pH levels, and introduced compost-friendly microbes, setting up a simple fence to protect the piles from wildlife. By the following spring, Claire and Turner observed surprising signs of life. Patches of green grass had begun to sprout where only weeds had grown before. The soil was looser, and earthworms and microbes were thriving. Over the next several years, shrubs and small plants established themselves, darkening the soil into rich humus. Skeptical farmers who had once mocked the effort began to visit, amazed at the gradual transformation. By the 10th year, apple seedlings sprouted naturally from the seeds buried in the pulp, marking the first tangible fruit of the experiment. The tract, once derided as wasteland, had become a living testament to patience and ecological restoration. 2 decades later, the Old West tract had fully transformed into a thriving orchard and ecosystem. Mature apple trees stretched skyward, their branches heavy with fruit, while wildflowers bloomed beneath them and wildlife flourished throughout. The project drew national attention, inspiring scientists and environmentalists to replicate the approach elsewhere. For Claire and Dr. Turner, the site stood as proof that even discarded waste could be transformed into abundance with patience, planning, and respect for nature. What began as a desperate solution to a harvest crisis had grown into a legacy of renewal, demonstrating the remarkable potential of turning trash into lasting life.